Alright, welcome to another week of Ether Raids. We have our first match of the week here. This was
Emblem, engage!
pretty easy start to the week, thankfully. Nothing too crazy that I was... well, actually, no, this isn't the first match. The first match was a loss, which I failed to record. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but yeah, it was a loss. I didn't play well, I think. But yeah, this is the match after that one, I think. And it was a good, easy matchup for me to go ahead and bring out the Golvig team. Essentially how this works, Golvig warps up Ninja Golvig. She has a Silica Ring, she warps up, and then everyone else warps beside her, adjacent. And, we pick off what we can from there and then take out the remaining units on the following turns. If we have limited actions by the time we get to the back, or if we can't take out everyone on the first turn, we go ahead and do so. The biggest concern here was Alphonse and whether or not Heimdallr would be able to take him out. Heimdallr? What am I saying? Hearthfulger would have been able to take out Alphonse. She was. That did indeed happen once we got up there. And then the other concern was, how do I get Hearthfulger up there, whether or not she'd actually be able to warp to that specific position because of all the blockades and the traps in the way. The defensive team here did not really have a way to come down and attack me. No one really had a style or anything like that to warp down and take out any of my units. They're basically just boxed in, and it was down to me, the opponent, to get up there and try to take them out. And Golvig here with her warp shenanigans enabled me to do that. We attack here with a 2-range style. That is a massive jump from where I was to where Golvig was, and then the 2-range style increasing the threat range, allowing Hearthfulger to take out the Alphonse in the back row. That is a really, really big jump there from where she is to where she got. And to be fair, you kind of need that amount of mobility in the current state of the game. You want your units to move from the back all the way to the opposing side with minimal effort. And that's what you see me doing here with my units. So yeah, this setup is actually needed. Thankfully, there's no warp blockages, no warp hindrances. So I'm able to just go up here successfully without any problems. Otherwise, I would need a ton of pass on everyone, which I guess I could facilitate. Swap out some of the B skills here. Not all of them are 100% necessary. Lucina also fits really well into this playstyle because she has that swap effect, so she can warp in, swap, and then go again and then attack from a position. So it's a really lucky thing that I was able to summon her for this particular week of Ether Raids. I got really lucky, and I'm almost done with the banner, actually. I got about 5 more summons to go, and then I still haven't figured out who I'm going to spark yet, but that's to be determined. But thankfully, we have her for this week. And she's probably going to be on all of my offense teams for Astra Anima season as well, because, like I said, I didn't get anyone from the Eliwood banner, and the Eliwood banner is gone. Well, I mean, there's Wallace, but I'm not using Wallace. Thankfully, I don't have to. So that's essentially the plan for the team compositions for the upcoming week. Is going to revolve around Lucina. Well, not really revolve around her, but include her more so, because I'm not quite sold on what she offers for offense. I haven't really seen the full potential of it in terms of the damage reduction being helpful for offensive teams. There was one match where she was able to survive counterattack from a save unit. I can't remember if it was for Mortis or Jimbro. I can't remember which one it was, but I guess maybe it came into play then, because I'm still really baffled as to how she got that much damage reduction. But yeah, overall, I'm still not 100% sold on Lucina for offense in terms of the benefits of having the Lucina ring, or Lucina herself as a recipient of that damage reduction, or the team around her as recipients for that damage reduction. I'm not 100% sold on that just yet. So yeah, this match is pretty much done. All that's left is for me to get the pots and take out Micaiah here, who I think is a fantastic unit. This legendary Micaiah, she just needs some more skills. to put out bigger numbers and do bigger damage. But this one's done. GG's. I'm going to load in one more here. Alright, so this match here, this was one of the more challenging ones at the start of the week. Thankfully, a lot of open terrain here for me to walk into. This is perfect for calves. I love maps where I can actually use my calves. I mean, granted, there is some current terrain, but we can definitely take care of that with Boulder. And Deadly Miasma, I still think, is a fantastic C skill for her, or in my opinion, the best C skill for her, because Corn Ring is everywhere, and with Deadly Miasma, you don't have to deal with it. Probably the other option would be either Red Feud or Colorless Feud, something to help out with the matchup against those colorless or armored units that she sometimes loses against, which really bizarre to me. I don't understand it, but yeah, Deadly Miasma I think is still fantastic on Boulder. She's still doing very well. It is what, April? Got her in January. So in terms of a unit that is aging well, she's still definitely up there alongside, I want to say, Halloween Rhea, who is still really, really good depending on the team composition. Well, not even, she's still Rhea's Valentine's Rhea. Still really, really good regardless of the team composition. Her support, because we're still kind of in a miracle meta, so her support is still fantastic, and she's still relatively bulky, and there are enough support skills and armor skills and Lucina rings, emblem rings to help
Follow my example.
Valentine's Rhea survive her survivability. So that's still fantastically aging in terms of where we are now and when she came out. Still over a year now. Yeah, Valentine's Rhea is still pretty decent and up there in terms of save options, potential save options, alongside, I want to say, even the likes of Hector, Harmonic Hector. Issue here is really just going in and being able to take out all of the opposing units. Issues with Heimdallr and the Stall. Stall essentially meant that I could not use this Hearthvulgar. He's essentially dead in the water there on the left-hand side. I can't do anything with her. There's no way to really cleanse her. I did not bring the Byleth ring on Lucina. I opted for the Lin ring. Just because I'm honestly a little bit like shying away from the Byleth ring because of the fact that I can't dance the unit themselves. Sometimes I find myself like, I'll give the Byleth ring to a unit and they'll end up in a spot where I'm like, man, I would really like to dance you, but I can't because you have that stupid ring. So yeah, I'm kind of opting away from it, I've noticed. Personally for me, I don't know if anyone else has encountered that problem, but I've noticed that I've been reluctant to equip the Byleth ring on some of my units. A lot of this clear revolves around this Lin here and her potential of killing Hector and also hitting the back row there, taking out the unit in back. Well, not her, but the other Lin as well. So this is really, really contingent on both Lins doing their jobs, because I'm going to need the Hardy Bearing, and I'm going to also need the range style from, I guess that's one Lin. And then the other Lin also has a 3 range style, so that kind of covers both of them. But yeah, this clear was really important for both of them to be at 100%. Seeing Loki here was a little bit concerning because like I said, the style was pretty much mandatory for this clear to work. I spent the first couple of turns just breaking down structures and making space so that my team could go up further without any hindrances, and also creating some space for Boulder to be able to initiate. Again, the most fantastic thing about this New Year's Boulder is that she has no need for bonuses, for visible bonuses, for status effect bonuses. She just works without them, and that is great. And it means that you can add mid-turn bonuses to her, or mid-turn cleansing to her, and she'll still be even better. So yeah, this Boulder is really good. I hope that at some point we get back to a meta where we don't need all of the bonuses, or maybe we get a few more units like this Boulder. I guess this
I shall do so.
Lin, Harmonic Lin, kind of functions in a similar capacity, even though I guess she still has bonuses with starter turn bonuses, but they're not as detriment. Losing them aren't detriment. isn't detrimental to the performance of this Harmonic Lyn. She can still do very well without her bonuses, so I wasn't really too concerned about her being within range of Loki, the 3x3 column. And then Saline here, I'm not a fan of this Cav Saline. You're probably better off with the infantry one, because in terms of mobility, you get a bit more from the infantry one that can warp. The ninja one is the one I'm referring to. You have Veronica here. Like, in terms of tanking, I don't really know if you could like really tank this successfully. Like, you'd have to pick off one of the Hardy Baron units or one of the units that would take out Ike, and then figure out the rest from there, which you can do. Like, Undefended clears this map pretty easily, but I opted for this team just because of I kind of wanted to feature this Lucina, and I figured the Lyns would come in handy in terms of reaching and being able to snipe the back row. And I also wanted to see if Harmonic Lyn would be able to take out this Hector, and she was able to do so once we were able to get up there. I wasn't very confident that Lyn would have been able to do it, so it was really good to see. I was more like, I know that Mythic Lyn can do it, but I was really just concerned in terms of the firepower from this Harmonic Lyn, because she has let me down quite a few times. But I'm guessing that the support from Lucina and the drive support from Plumeria, I guess it all just worked together here to, bring everything together. The cooldown, the special punching, a pulse cooldown. I guess the support was enough to allow her to do it. So with waiting until turn 3 here, allowed me to manipulate the Heimdallr Foresight Snare. I didn't really have to worry about it because the unit that it's on now is Valley, and Valley is not my target. I was really targeting units in the back row. I like that this is one way to get around the Foresight Snare problem, because usually the unit that pops out here in the extra slot is something that's pretty easy to kill. Which is why I tend to have the unit pop out closer to, well,
you have orders?
I mean, that's when I'm in Anima season, when I'm running Heimdallr, but I still tend to have the unit pop out closer to the full defense, just so that I can get more benefits from support and stuff to potentially survive the combat. But when they pop out this far down, because in this case Valley is really away from a lot of what's going on the defense here, but there's not really much that could have saved her either way. I guess it probably would boil down to where do you put her, but she's very exposed. The good thing is that she's difficult for them, is that she's difficult to kill, but I can still get through her with the amount of actions that I have, the action economy, even minusing Hertzfelger, who is just not able to do anything because of being stuck. Stall is really strong, still really strong. I was contemplating bringing Feroxycrom as the extra unit for this team, but I decided to just still go with Lucina, Ninja Lucina, because I love that unit. She's just so versatile and just very easy to use, and the support that she offers is just fantastic. So still using this Lucina, Ninja Lucina. She's still very good. I also wanted to test out if Lucina, Emblem Lucina, is able to take out Hector. Surprisingly, or not surprisingly, however you want to look at it, the answer was no. Hardy bearing the 2 hits back, I think those contributed to the reason that this Lucina was losing. I think she has enough firepower and flat damage reduction to be able to do it, but I was always going to give the Hardy bearing seal to Lyn on this team, because she has very consistent matchups against Hector, and she also kind of needs the Hardy bearing seal to actually survive against Hector. So that was always going to be the play. So you see me getting started here, or getting going, picking off the units one by one. I love the fact that there was so much space for me to actually maneuver my units. Granted, if I was to offer any advice to my opponent here, definitely change the terrain, but I love the fact that I didn't have to run into an opponent that had that, that tree forest terrain again, because man, that terrain is really annoying to play against, and it really restricts the type of units that you can use there as well, because it restricts the movement of Cavs so heavily. But yeah, I loved being able to just run around with my Cavs on this map. Yeah, and Boulder was really just going to town here, picking off the units that I thought were more threatening or in the spot that I needed to pick them off at. Got to be strategic with your attacks here, popping off all of my dual skills, getting all of my actions, making everything work, and yeah, we're just setting it up so that I could also get both pots to close off the match. I felt like I played really well here. All things considered, this was actually a relatively challenging defense. I probably would be a lot tougher if it was on a different map. I must put that out there, but it's still never an easy, process to plan and get in and attack. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to end up getting, depending on the units that you brought to the game. But things worked out here in my favor with my action economy and with the unit selection. Lucina, so far, there are a couple more matches that I've played after this. So far, I gotta say that she's pretty decent. I'd rate her a bit higher than Violet in terms of combat. And then in terms of like what she provides in terms of support for offense, I'm still a bit on the fence for that. But in terms of combat, at the very least, I think she does a good enough job for combat. So probably, well, I mean, hopefully I'll get to keep her around depending on what the rotation is, the bonus rotation. But yeah, pretty decent unit. Next week, what are we looking at again? I forgot. Hollywood again next week. And then after that, I think we have some other banner. Is it the kids? The kids banner? I'm not sure, but we'll see. Find out soon enough. Speaking of the kids banner, man, the Tempest Trial Edelgard is really, really strong. She's wiped me out a couple times auto battling. Wiped out my full team, all 4 teams, a couple times. She's pretty strong.
Mission accomplished.
Interesting. I'm still trying to see if anyone's using her as a save option. I haven't seen it yet. Wondering what the potential is like there for her. But yeah, she's really strong. And watching the 0 damage effects come into play while she's attacking is really interesting. And how the units counteract that or play into that, it's been really interesting to see that interaction. Definitely would love to get my hands on her, but I'm probably leaning more towards that Claude. I definitely need another nuke, man. I'm really running low on units that can kill things in the current bulk meta. With the Lucina ring, which I've seen quite a bit of, definitely looks like that banner sold really well. So there's a ton of Lucinas all over the place that I'm just like, man, this is super duper annoying. So yeah, that's pretty much the match here. My only other dilemma was figuring out how to successfully get away from the Slime Dollar, or whether or not I should try to pin her, which I took some time to consider, and I decided to go for the pin. So you're seeing that play out here for the final actions of the game. Let's talk a little bit about Stranger Things. I finished that Netflix series. I thought the ending was really good in terms of like a final massive moment for the series. They encapsulated everything that the series was about in those last couple of episodes of season 5. I felt like there's more that could be written, that could have been written. They probably could have done one more season, I feel, because they left one mystery at the end that wasn't really solved, and it gave a little bit of wiggle room for there to potentially be a season 6, but I don't think they're going to do that with how old everyone is and, how long it's been since they've put it out, and I feel like they've probably moved on from the series at this stage, and it kind of felt really finite as an ending. Definitely feels like so I was watching it and I was like, man, there must be season 6 is going to be great, and then I got to the end and realized that there's no season 6. Oh man, it's like 5 seasons of this. I thought there was 8. But it was pretty good overall. It's described as a horror, but I did not feel scared one bit. So I don't know, maybe I'm just too old to be scared now. Could be life is more scary. But yeah, I did not find that terrifying in the slightest. It was really funny in certain parts where they was trying to be scary, and I just couldn't help but laugh. It's like, where are the
Yes,
parents?
together.
And then I saw the parents, and I'm like, why are the parents making such bad decisions? It's just not good parenting, I feel. But yeah, GG's.